I was working 3 jobs and my son Nico got sick, and that started a whole nother string of problems because they couldn't figure out what it was, and turned into an addiction because I was up all night with him and all day with the girls. COVID had just hit. Like, no, my mom wasn't coming around because she didn't want to get sick. Everyone was in panic over it. Still ended up having my own place, but because I hadn't been paying rent, because I hadn't had any money, I wasn't able to work or anything, I had an eviction hanging over my head. And so instead of being evicted, I moved out and went to rehab. And I finally got my voucher, and so I started looking, and that's when I found this place. And then I've been here since October of 21. And I still have a housing voucher, I still have Section 8. I just started a new job. They have been amazing, and I've been able to have a consistent schedule, working every single day and being able to make enough money to take care of my family. One, like not being able to have a job and not having like the paycheck stubs to provide the credit that people require, and making 3 times whatever the rent is, and then the prejudice of having a voucher. So trying to find a place that has or will accept Section 8. I currently have a rental agency that typically does not rent to people with vouchers, but they acquired me, so they didn't have a choice. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only voucher they have. And it's scary because I have to worry about not stirring the pot and not saying something or not doing something, or if I ask too much, because I'm on a month-to-month basis now, and just the fear of being kicked out because they just don't want to deal with it anymore. And so it is hard because it's not something anybody should have to go through or deal with, because we're just the same as everybody else. Just because of our financial situation doesn't make us any less. Like, I still work hard, I still go to work, I still take care of my kids, I still keep my house clean, I still, I do everything that everybody else does. I just have a voucher. That they're drug addicts. I honestly feel like that's the very first thing that comes to mind when people see someone standing on the street, or that they find out that they're homeless or they don't have a job, or is that they're doing drugs. And I know that because I was that person. Like, I was the person who judged everybody, and I hated addicts until I became one. It wasn't just you can quit. There's so much more to that. And, I used to think that people on the street were dirty, and that, I didn't want to even talk to them. Like, I felt like I was above them. I felt like, if they really wanted to, they would. And in some cases, yes, I feel like, they could, but I also know that when someone's been made fun of or put down enough times, they're going to give up trying. They're going to not feel like it's worth it because they've already heard everything else, and they've already been made to feel ashamed enough that they're not going to want to try. And so they stick where they're comfortable at. They think, Section 8 tweakers and, druggies or addicts are people who can't work or don't work. And in reality, it helps people who are trying to get back on their feet. And it's a stepping stone. And it also guarantees the landlord rent, because they are paid on the first of the month every single month from the other portion. And then we take care of our part. And so it's pretty much guaranteed rent, because if we don't pay rent, we get in trouble with the housing authority, and then we lose our voucher. So we're not going to do that. It's our lifeline. A lot of people are willing to do what it needs to take. It's just a chance that they need. I had DHS involved, and I'd been so open with them and just told them the situation, and they were able to help me get into a room at the Red Roof Inn for 2 weeks, and they paid for that. And so I stayed there for 2 weeks, and it was up to me to figure out where I'm going next, because they couldn't pay more than that. I actually went down to the Catholic Outreach, get the whole emergency housing voucher, everything situated, got me into transitional housing. So we went from a hotel room to, we were in a one bedroom house, and we stayed there for 3 months. And I finally got my voucher, and so I started looking, and that's when I found this place. Hardest part as an addict and as a person who's come from if they've been arrested or they have that, like having someone take a chance when they're trying to get better. Not having someone to do that just creates a cycle of them going back and doing what they know, because no one's willing to give them that chance and giving them that option and that out to say, hey, you can do better, here's your opportunity, and there you go. Basic human kindness is really all it takes. Like, it's not a matter of they're homeless or they're not. Like, if you take away all the variables and take away everything and you're just nice to somebody, you would never know unless you ask. And just being able to offer what you can, and if you can't, then you just walk away. You don't need to be mean, you don't need to be cruel, you don't need to put them down. Sometimes all it takes is thank you, or how's your day, or hey, do you want some water? Like just basic human compassion for other people and their feelings. I feel like it would be a lot better. The situation would be a lot better.